Earth Day. And like clockwork, a once feel-good celebration has turned into a political showdown for the apocalyptic climate nut jobs. In California, Gavin Newsom, the pompadour of pomposity, his press office releasing 56 ways his state honors Earth Day while slamming President Trump for waging war on the planet.
But the left can't even agree on its own green agenda. Tuesday saw 18 arrests at New York State Capitol as hundreds protested Hormuz Hochul's plan to delay greenhouse gas rules.
What do we even have for it? Should just be a pipeline and an AI data center.
President Hochul is a climate criminal. She is trying to roll back New York State's climate law. Save the climate law! Save the climate law!
Tell the governor not to roll back the climate law. She knows the climate is in crisis. Why is she acting like this?
The Trump administration is completely unfazed, focused on its energy dominance agenda to deliver affordability, reliability, and security. Joining us now, American Energy Institute founder and CEO Jason Isaac and JunkScience.com publisher and former Trump 2016 transition team member Steve Malloy. Fellas, welcome to you both. Jason, I'll start with you. I could get into Earth Day if you actually celebrated the wonders of creation and this amazing planet we live on. But every year it just seems to me like a big doom and gloom fest from the left. Can we ever make it better than it is right now?
I don't think that we can. There's a billion people on the planet like me that are living the high carbon lifestyle. I'm just wishing the other 7 billion would get to experience the same thing. We're number one when it comes to access to clean and safe drinking water in this country. We've reduced the criteria of pollutants that were set out in the Clean Air Act by nearly 80% over the last 5 decades. We've become world leaders in clean air and environmental protection. We're the envy of the rest of the world, yet we have these, it just seems to be old, wealthy, white, self-righteous people that want to tell us how to live and really not to live, I think, is their ultimate goal.
Well, I celebrate the fossil fuel industry, Steve, because right now they are... Our product exports, say gasoline, distillates, are at an all-time high as of the last week. Over 8 million, almost 8.1 million barrels a day. Basically, keeping the world supplied with the very fuels that it needs to keep running. And Gavin Newsom knows that because they have to import about 2/3 of their crude oil from overseas. They just don't want Californians to see it being produced in that state. They just want to, create CO2 emissions by putting it on tankers. And it's putting them in a bind in Cali because they get it from the Middle East.
Well, Dagan and Brian, thanks for having me. So blue states, especially California, they pay the most for electricity. They pay the most for gasoline, and pointlessly so. President Trump's policies have unleashed American energy dominance. We are the world's leading producer of oil now that we have Venezuela's oil and control of Iran's oil. We have achieved a tremendous strategic advantage over China. The planet is greener than ever before thanks to fossil fuel emissions, plus the warming that's been going on. People are living longer, healthier, wealthier, freer lives than ever before thanks to fossil fuels. That's what we should be celebrating on Earth Day.
So I want to stay on that theme of Trump's energy dominance promises. The president, this just floors me, by the way, okay? He announced a deal with Governor Shapiro to keep 2 Pennsylvania coal plants open while vowing to fight for energy reliability and hardworking blue-collar workers. But Jason, I can't believe in my lifetime you've got a president who has the guts to fight for coal power after how badly the left has slandered that. And he's doing it so well that he's got a Democrat governor apparently agreeing to work with him. It's like a miracle on Earth Day, Jason Isaac.
Yeah, it really is. It's almost Humanity Day because that's what the president is putting first, humanity over the environmental policy. And that's what I believe environmental policy should serve mankind, not the other way around. I believe the president agrees with that. And when you can keep beautiful, clean coal power plants online, utilizing coal that's produced more responsibly than anywhere else on the planet, that's right here in the United States, that's keeping the lights on. That's keeping the heat on in cold temperatures. It's keeping the air on in warmer temperatures. It's keeping our data centers powered. But the climate alarmist movement doesn't want that. They don't want affordable, reliable electricity. They want us dependent on a Chinese supply chain. They want us doling out subsidies, which is just taking money out of one pocket and an ever-increasing electric bill. Everywhere wind, solar, and batteries are put on grids around the world, costs go up astronomically. The president recognizes that. Secretary Wright, the Department of Energy, recognizes that and calls those intermittent sources, rightfully so, parasites on our grid. So keeping coal on is not only great for Pennsylvania, it's great for the Midwest, it's great for the entire United States and our economic prosperity.
Amen, Steve. And I couldn't get over, I was stuck on an interstate in Virginia, and I looked to my right, and what is an eyesore and actually damaging to the environment was a giant solar farm that had been installed on somebody's land that should be producing food to feed people. Instead, it is producing inefficient electricity. But that's what the people celebrating Earth Day want, rather than keeping what is baseload power, keeping coal plants open.
Yeah, people don't realize that the life cycle of wind and solar is an environmental nightmare, from the unregulated strip mining in China to the slave labor. And then when you install it in the United States, you have to cut down trees, you have to destroy the land permanently with these massive foundations required for wind turbines and solar panels. It's really not reclaimable. We need as much coal power as possible. I think the MAGA energy strategy is to burn coal for electricity and then export all the natural gas, the LNG, to countries in Asia and Europe where they will pay 6 or 7 times more for it than U.S. utilities will. President Trump is doing the right thing. Coal is a blessing. Fossil fuels are a blessing. And that's what we should be celebrating on Earth Day.
All right, Jason Isaac, Steve Malloy, I want to say happy Earth Day to you, but I kind of like the idea of calling it Humanity Day. So happy Humanity Day to you as well. Thanks, guys.
Keep living the high carbon lifestyle.
Yeah.